Welcome. Carpet for the Horse Productions. So tonight we got Kyrie Irving. And the question is, should Kyrie Irving apologize or should he stand strong like Kanye West? You know? Welcome in.
What's going on?
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, you good. All right. So like I was saying there, should Kyrie Irving stand strong or should he apologize? That's the question on the table tonight. We're going to touch on it. You know, we're going to try to keep this conversation algorithm friendly, you know, but we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. You know what I mean? And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, take a second there, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video. You know, we appreciate it. We appreciate everybody that's subscribed to the channel already. And we're trying to grow this thing to the next level and have these type of conversations along with everything else that we do. You know, I know we do, you know, the Kendra show and different things. And we touch on a lot of different topics, man. So tonight, we just want to talk about this brother Kyrie. You know, he went ahead and what he did is he shared a link. All right. He shared an Amazon link, which is this what you see here. It's a book and it's a movie. It's by Ronald Dalton Jr. Do your Googles on him. All right. And the book, you know, is covering some things, some truths, and maybe some things people think are not so true or don't want people to know, right? If they go into this great lengths, because all he did was shared the link. He shared a link, right? An Amazon link. And
that's all he did was shared a link that was on Amazon.
He didn't type in the text, anything. He simply shared a link.
That's intense. I didn't know that.
He shared a link.
He been suspended for 5 games, $500,000 fine that I guess has been rejected. They want more, and he was dropped by Nike.
So there we go. We're gonna get into it, man. We got some people in the back. We're gonna start bringing the guests up tonight, and we're gonna have this conversation, man. Like I said, I'm here. I'm learning things as we going. I don't know everything on it. I ain't gonna lie, for a few days, dear. You know, a lot of this stuff, because me and you, Willie, we've been talking about this shit for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm talking about this kind of shit we've been talking about for over 15 years. You see what I'm saying? And it get to the point where we felt like it was falling on deaf ears, and now there are more people who willing to have this conversation. So here we are, man. Tonight we're gonna have it, and I see you back there. What's going on, Banger Dyer? How you feeling, brother?
Good, brothers.
How you feeling tonight, man?
It's a sticky situation, man. I'm feeling good, though.
All right. Yeah, like I said, sit back. We're going to have a conversation. And Sergio, what's going on, brother?
What up, fellas?
Yes, Serge.
What's up, Serge?
I'm here for a good time, not a long time, man. I'll be in and out on y'all, man.
That's all.
Y'all know I had to make this one, man.
So
I had to make this one.
But sure, we'll let you get it started here. Once we get everybody up, we'll start off with you because I know you doing your thing. Donnell, what's going on?
Hey, peace and blessing, brothers. Peace and blessings. How y'all doing tonight?
What's going on, brother? Your man Kyrie, he a flat earther. He with the shits.
Kyrie, smart man. Yeah, you stay
Hey,
with them
hey,
false images. But
hey,
okay.
like I said, man, flat Earth, sphere, rectangle, octagon. Don't really know, but this is something I'm interested in. Now we here talking about this topic. Like Gavin said, we've always, been thinking outside the box, trying to, really figure out where our roots are from. And nothing I really researched, but I definitely have strong feelings one way or another. But nothing I researched and I Serge, I know this is definitely something that was heavy on your mind. So why don't you go ahead and start off?
Hold on. Hold on. Last but not least, correct me if I'm wrong. What's going on, brother?
Jones.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
In the building.
Good, brother.
What's going on, brother?
You know how it goes. Same shit, different toilet.
Well, we here tonight. I'm gonna try to correct you if you're wrong tonight. That's all.
Hey, that's why that is the name of the show. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey, that last recording was dope as hell, by the way.
Appreciate it, man. I tried to take a page from y'all book, you know what I'm saying? Since I had such a long episode, you feel me? I tried to
That
break
shit
it
was
down
hot.
in little segments.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
That shit was hot.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Again, you know what I'm saying? I had to do something for the ladies so we can let them get, pick a bone with us and get this shit off their chest as well.
There you go.
For sure. But like I said, man, tonight here we are. We got brother Kyrie. He at the front of the congregation. He is standing strong on his square, and they trying to knock him off his square. I don't know how long he's gonna be able to stand strong, but we're gonna get Serge in here tonight. Suspended for 5 games. He has apologized. Even after he comes back, they say he still, after the 5 games, he still has to go through like some kind of re-education and, before he can actually come back. So get you in here, Serge. Just what's your take on it? What's going on?
My whole thing is, throughout all of this commotion and everything that's going on, nobody has yet to post in detail what was incorrect about what was said between Kyrie and Kanye. They're all saying that they're offended, and that's understandable. People say offensive things all the time, but that don't mean that they aren't true. That doesn't mean that they're incorrect because they're offensive. You know what I mean? There's been plenty of times when owners have been caught saying racist terminology, and people of other Caucasian culture have been caught using racist terminology and haven't received the same type of backlash that Kanye and Kyrie are receiving right now. Yeah, you know what I mean, so you mean to tell me that because Kyrie shared his opinion about a question that was asked to him, he didn't come out and just openly say this. He was asked a question, and because of how he responded, he got suspended. He didn't do anything illegal. He didn't commit no crime. He didn't go out and punch nobody. He didn't say anything racist. He didn't do anything of that. All he did was drop a link of a movie that he liked to watch, and he also reiterated multiple times, this is my opinion. He never tried to push his opinion on anybody. He stated that this is how he felt, in his opinion, and everybody is all in uproar, and I don't understand.
So let me ask you this, Serge. The more rich and successful we become, are there simply things that we forfeit as black men, that things that we can't share, things that we can't do? You know what I mean?
So in my opinion, what this has shown is America is willing to allow the black man to be rich and famous as long as he stays quiet. You know what I mean? And when I say stay quiet, I mean he's allowed to be ignorant to his own kind. You know what I mean? None of this backlash was happening whenever Kanye did his interview with Drink Champs about GF and GF's family. You know what I mean? And he uproar, sure, you know what I mean? But not this type of backlash. Wasn't canceled, didn't lose any endorsements, this, that, and the third. It wasn't until he had another interview, and we all know an interview I'm talking about, in which he spoke on a group of people, and we all know what people I'm talking about, and he questioned the authenticity of everything behind it, as to say, if this happened, then this contradicts this part of history. See, if what is said in the good book of Christianity is true, then the people that Adolf Hitler attacked aren't who they say they are. That's the truth. Why? Because the people in the good book are all the same color. They're all the same color. They're all people of bronze skin. People of color. If these are the original people and they're all people of color, how is it to say that this situation happened the way it did? And it goes to question once again the authenticity of both stories. One or the other has to be false. One or the other has to be false. They both can't be true because they contradict each other. So now you have two people, two groups, or probably one group that made up both stories that contradict each other. And now you have two truths clashing against each other. And now you have people that have to answer for it. And they don't want to answer for it. It's better to hush the person that's questioning them and their authority. It's easier to do that. And what's crazy about it is Gucci was caught using a racist term. Gucci is still here right now. Hilfiger was caught using a racist term. Hilfiger is still here right now. All of these people of this other culture were caught using this terminology, this hate speech, and they are still here right now. There is no factual evidence whatsoever that Kanye or Kyrie were using hate speech. Yet, where are they?
You know
That's
what?
what I got to say.
I think the reason why, this particular group, can continue to chastise, people with bronze skin for speaking out on this because, our people don't really support each other. Kanye spoke out and voiced his opinion, his truth, and that specific group of people chastised Kanye. You're losing all your endorsements. You're losing all this, blah, blah, blah. And I believe the reason is because we do not support each other. So this particular group of people say, what is the repercussions for punishing a Kyrie? What are the repercussions to our particular group of people for punishing and chastising or Kanye West? We don't stand behind each other as much as we should, at the least, and that's why they can do this. Like other people are speaking up. What did LeBron say on the matter of Kyrie?
So that's another thing. So everybody's saying like what LeBron said really wasn't that hurtful. Here goes the contradiction in that. LeBron's words hold weight. They hold weight. You know what I mean? If LeBron goes outside and yawns and says good morning, he's going to get 1 million good mornings back. If you go outside and say good morning, you'd be happy if the birds chirp. That's the difference between my voice and LeBron's voice.
Yeah.
So when it comes to what LeBron should have said, in my opinion, no comment. No comment. If he doesn't agree with Kanye, no comment. If he doesn't agree with Kyrie, no comment. You can't pin me against my brother because of something my brother feels. I might not understand my brother fully, but one thing I'm not going to go is to war with my brother. And LeBron saying Kyrie messed up, but he apologized. The only thing people heard was Kyrie messed up. ... Which is equivalent to Kyrie is wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
So here we are, real quick,
We're going to take that.
And that's because we live under two different standards, right? We live under Roman rule. Like I said, we in Rome do as the Romans do, and then we got our own code as black folk. And LeBron, what did he say? Kyrie was wrong? Is that what he said?
He said Kyrie messed up.
He said Kyrie messed up.
But he apologized for it already.
So there you go. So according to their culture, he did mess up because that's the dominant society, right? And
but
so let me hit on a greater point here, because we gotta chat here. This brother said, if I was him, I would point out the hypocrisy of the NBA fining him for sharing the Amazon link while the NBA is working out a streaming deal with Amazon, right?
Exactly.
Because Jeff Bezos right now behind the scenes is doing $1 billion deal with the NBA. They already did a deal with the NFL to stream live games. Now they're doing the deal with the NBA. So we're not going after this guy because he's about to give us a couple $1 billion. We ain't messing with him. Mm-hmm. But we're going to go after Kyrie for sharing his link because y'all didn't know it was, y'all didn't even know that was on there.
There you go. And like I said before, there's repercussions for not working with Bezos. There's real repercussions. We need to stop acting like all business transactions that take place in the U.S. ain't gang-ish. It's all gang stuff. It's all very thuggish. And in our group, we don't have any leverage. We got zero leverage. As correct me if I'm wrong, talked about his last thing. We give our leverage away via our vote. We give it away. We just give it. What's the slogan? Vote blue no matter who. Come on, man. Hey, seriously, that's sick. We give our leverage away. We can't be so willing to keep doing that.
I don't think we realize how much leverage we got until it's too late, and then everything is took.
I think we do know. I think we know exactly how much leverage we have. It's just being afraid to use it. That's all what it comes down to. I believe that a lot of us are just afraid to have things taken away from us. Because this is how I feel. If you do use your leverage, you may have to deal with things, like I said, things being taken away from you, and how many people are willing to sacrifice millions of dollars or money at all, period, to make a point. A lot
and
of
the
us
lifestyle that they've already.
So it's hard for me to sit here and say, well, if I was in this position and I was, I would be cool with losing, $1.2 million for 5 games or whatever the case is, being suspended for the season. I've never made that kind of money. So it's very difficult for me to say what I would or what I would not do losing that kind of money.
But here goes the thing for me. And this is like thinking, because we're all speaking from the NBA standpoint. All right, so if you've made hundreds of millions, because you're not talking about ones of millions, you're talking about hundreds of millions. You know what I mean? You have now made a generational wealth. You now have the platform and the ability to call yourself financially free. You don't need to chase a bag. You got the bag already. Now, anything more than that is complete greed. You know what I mean? You have enough to sacrifice. You have enough to sacrifice for your family and your family's name to last for a lifetime, for lifetimes, for generations to come. You know what I mean? So if you're not thinking outside of that by now, and here goes another thing. LeBron, for example, he has already put himself in a position of being a social leader, social injustice leader, or change leader, and this, that, and the third. He's already put himself in that position multiple times. So he's already looked at that as that. That's his role now. That's his role in the NBA. He is the black people's voice in the NBA. Bro, when the black people's voice in the NBA doesn't support a black person in the NBA, it shows the divide between black people, bro. They just put a black man, they put the most powerful black man in the NBA against the person that was causing all the confusion.
Yes.
And they dared him to agree with him. And this nigga fell for it and didn't.
Hey, Serge, I agree. Like, at what point do you have enough money? If you are, I think there's a term, FU money. 2.5 million is like FU money. You could buy a house in Florida that you can't lose. It's called FU money. I ain't got to worry about working. I'm set. I can't never lose my house. I'm straight. How much money is enough? Like, at what point, do these particular group of people lose that hold on you where they can't, reprimand you? Or in this case, what we're saying seem more like buck breaking, as Gavin put it. Seriously, like, at what point can you say, I'm straight? I got hundreds of millions. Like Sir said, I'm done. You can go and do what you're going to do. I got generational wealth. I'm self-sufficient. I can do whatever. On my kind of time, I grow my own crops. I get me some chickens. I'll be self-sufficient. Like, at what point do we say, we're no longer, just a cog in this sick machine that's not for us? What's the dollar?
I don't think there is going to be a dollar amount, because anything that these people are like that make those kinds of bucks, when you have that type of platform and then you got people going against each other, there's no continuity. So it's like they don't have a foothold outside of where they getting their money from. Mm-hmm. And that's from Adam Silver. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, like Jeff Bezos, all this shit is like, you can see that they're working in cahoots. But if we don't work together come together as like a unit, or no cohesion, they don't have anything to fall back on. So what they go do? Exactly what they doing right now. It's a whole lot of cowardice. And my comment earlier was about like regular people. Like, that shit with LeBron is like, at the end of the day, you fucking LeBron, dog. Like, what is the NBA without you besides just a whole bunch of people just playing?
I do wonder what's the danger to a brother like LeBron. I got the utmost respect for LeBron on and off the court. I'm not a big sports fan, but what I know of him, he's pretty stand-up guy.
Legacy. LeBron got 2 sons coming up behind him. He ain't about to ruin their opportunity. He wanted to see them play in the NBA for 20 years as well. And LeBron got, you call it selfish, call it what you want. He got his own legacy within his own family that he wanted to secure. Both his boys is lined up to go to the NBA, and he said he'd be damned if he fucked that up.
My question my question is, what exactly is the definition of anti-Semitism? Because when I look at it, it talks about prejudice and hatred towards the Jewish community between Kanye and Kyrie.
Gay bombs tonight, fam. We just call them the little hats.
Okay, my fault. Where exactly was the hatred or prejudice? Where did it come from? Like, I never heard anything that showed hatred or prejudice. I just didn't hear any of that.
They don't want us to know that, like, what's going on as far as how they've cultivated this in country since its inception. They don't want, like, people to know that, hey, look, as far as historically in this Bible, black people are Jews too, so you can't be anti-Semitic. It's impossible.
That's what he was saying.
So should LeBron ruin his son's dreams? Should he ruin their dreams by standing up?
My thing
is, at the end of the day, we have enough money between the 5 richest black men and black women in America that we don't have to worry about. We shouldn't have to worry about publishing. So we shouldn't have to worry about distribution. We shouldn't have to worry about having our own social platform that is like something that we're not police like how they police the fucking streets. You know what I'm saying? This is one reason why I thought Kanye was like kind of smart. You do what you need to do. He did what he did, said what he said, whether you like it or not. But he got himself a fucking social media platform that's already up and running. the people that's on that motherfucker was them racist ass people that was listening to Donald Trump dog was they don't fuck with him no more. Everybody else can just move right on over there. You know what I'm saying? And then we can start having our own shit. But everybody want to tear each other down is like it's fucking ridiculous. It's sickening. Like
I just got a question.
you got people.
Is that my man Fifi?
So,
is that who's talking right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
say
my bad.
I would say like I was in a conversation with Cheese last night for like an hour and a half. And like what I got out of it was when Kanye said what he said about black people, nothing happened. But the minute he said his anti-Semitic, everything was taken away from him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't count another man's pockets, but I learned throughout recovery is never take money from your family. So you have to watch. These guys got to watch what they say in front of the media, man. Prime example. And I wrote this down last night. I said, the thing around with Kyrie been drama ever since he touched down in Brooklyn. Now, I love Kyrie. I love him standing up with the COVID vaccination thing. Like the dude literally sat and missed the whole season because he didn't get vaccinated. Like he gonna speak his mind, he gonna say whatever he want, but it's a time and a place when you say it. Now, what the Kyrie situation was, you post something without context, people can take it, however they want to. It's up to you to dictate the rest of the world what you mean when you post something. At the end of the day, Adam Silver is Jewish. Like a lot of people don't know that, but the dude is a Jewish man. He was expecting Kyrie to apologize different the way he did. Kyrie didn't apologize like that, and he never came out and said, I'm sorry for what he said. You know what I'm saying? Until he went on Instagram later on that day, but the suspension and everything was already taken away from him. I mean, like the suspension was already there. It's not, it's already there, but people don't understand that when you in front of the camera or anything, Twitter, Facebook, sometimes I got to watch what I post on Facebook because I got family watching, but sometimes I really don't give a fuck what I post because it's just me. It's just memes. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of it. Take it how you want to take it, but, I got to do, every choice has consequences with it. You have to be able to live with the decisions that you make. And this is the decisions of Kyrie Irving. Like I said, he's been drama ever since he touched down in Brooklyn. Y'all didn't see what KD said. Nobody mentioned what KD said. He said it's pretty much it's bullshit. That right now we got to go through this. Motherfuckers is trying to play ball, bro. But Kyrie gonna say what's on his fucking mind. He don't care about none of that shit, bro.
Hey, Gab,
he didn't even say
like what y'all
Kyrie
said earlier though about the, or was it Willie? I'm not sure. The documentary that he posted, I had no idea existed. So I also believe part of this is we never, we didn't. 20, you said it too. They never wanted this information to really be out to the public. I mean, if you stumbled upon it, great. But like Serge was saying, people like LeBron, athletes, entertainers, their words hold weight. So when Kyrie posts something like that, everybody's like, what is this about? So, we go from, I don't know, I'm just gonna throw a number out there. 1,000 people have seen this documentary to now millions of people are seeing what it's about, and they have questions, and it's like, are we really these people? And it causes it's a conflict for the powers that be. But everything else that's going on, the way that I feel about it is, I'm upset because I'm white and I say so, and that's just what it is.
Yeah. What happened to the freedom of speech? You know what I mean? Like
That
first thing first, I mean,
that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, we see it clearly now. You know what I'm saying? You could say, again, something about this black man, and it's going to just go without a thing. But you say something about the little hats, and all of a sudden everything else is happening. We got other things out there, like Brett Favre stealing from, a poor community, and that gets no attention whatsoever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's about where you want to put your priorities. This guy, he literally posted a link. You know what I mean? Like he didn't advertise it. Technically he did by posting it, but he didn't speak to it. He didn't speak, literally posting a link, and from there you take it as your own. So when you're in a country, you're supposed to have this freedom of speech and all this other stuff. That stuff don't exist to us. And obviously they're trying to hide some, again, like everybody else said, when it comes down to what's behind this here that he posted. You know, you punish a man, you know what I'm saying, literally for posting something that he may or may not believe in. He's just posting it. Twan, you just said he posts stuff every day. You may not believe it, just shit to you. You know what I mean? You just post it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not different. If somebody else were to do it, I don't think they would have the same consequences if they were Caucasian or something else. They may, but I don't think it'd go in depth. I think what's happening right now is that, you know, they're making an example of these black men, you know what I'm saying, in these situations. Speaking of, oh, you want to speak about this here? Oh, Master gonna show you what's happening. You know, I spoke about you know, a few weeks ago to where we spoke on Kanye about how he didn't do it by himself. You know what I'm saying? He was backed, obviously, you know, a lot of support. He done a lot of things, but the moment he messes up, it's going to be stripped away. You know what I mean? We spoke on that. Here it is. Everything's crumbling down more than what we thought. Again, they're only going to give you so much power. It's so easy to take away. Us as a community, black community especially, like, we got to know where to spend our money. Your money is where your power is. You spend in the black community, guess what? Our community is going to have more power. But our black community has to also know what to do with this power. We have to put this, our generations and our legacy. We have to build our legacy. We got to invest into our communities. We got to buy the blocks. You know what I'm saying? We up here shooting over blocks that we don't even own. We don't own a house on this block, but we're shooting over it. So we got to buy these blocks. So us as black people have got to know where to spend our money at, so we can invest true power into our community, invest in ourselves.
I mean, like, but at the same time, when, like, I was sitting there, like, you know, talking to Cheese, I was like, it's just crazy because, like, Kyrie got probably top 3 shoe out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally. And then Nike just said, we canceling this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter, like, and then I looked at, like, what Kyrie did within the year by giving money and everything away. At the same time, people don't look at that because they're looking at what you did last. And me being truthfully honest with you, I think the NBA don't want Kyrie in the league. That's how I feel. I don't think they want him in the league. They, you know, like with the cancel trying to cancel him out, you know. But like I said, man, I fucks with Kyrie. Like, I like a dude that can stand up for what they feel is on their mind. They feel that is literally right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love that shit. Like,
I hate the backtracking.
Huh?
I said I be hating the
he had
backtracking, man. Stand on that shit. Like, sometimes some shit is bigger than money, bro.
I agree.
Yeah,
like, some shit is bigger than money.
When Kyrie did because I'm not vaccinated, but when Kyrie literally said, like, I don't want to be in no NBA bubble 2 years ago, when he said, I'm not getting vaccinated, I'll miss millions of dollars. Like, I like that shit about him. Like, that shit, like, stand up for your shit, bro.
So let me ask y'all this. All right, let's be realistic. How many people here, if your job said, if you post some shit, you will straight up lose your job? How many people gonna sit here and say, I'm gonna post this shit, I don't give a fuck, do what I want?
See,
I said that. You know what?
I absolutely do what the fuck I want.
My boss told me, like, Antoine, you work for a Christian program. You know, I worked for the recovery program that I was at for a year. You know what I'm saying? I got a new boss that come in, me and him friends on Facebook. And he like, you work for a Christian program where we give, you know, you got to represent. Like, it's literally a Christian recovery program. It's a Christian program, Christian place. And he like, some of the shit you post on Facebook, you got to cut back on it. And I'm like, bro, I've been doing this shit for years. Like, this ain't, I've been stealing memes and copying memes on posting them on Facebook for like the past 10 years, bro. I'm not fucking stopping, bro, for nobody. Like,
hey, so look,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here because this place gave me an opportunity to change my life around. Plus, I can help newcomers, and you know what I'm saying, I can help newcomers that's in recovery. But at the same time, when I wake up in the morning, do I need this job? No, because I can be a full-time trader in the stock market. Like, literally, I can.
Okay. I tell you what, like you said, man, Willie, we sort of, you know, we work for ourselves, but I remember when I was working, I don't know, right? Yeah. I don't know if I knew for a fact if I did some shit, I would be fired for a fact, or there was going to be some type of repercussions, right? Because a lot of times there just simply ain't. And a lot of times we all told them lies. How many people are out here actually doing shit to where your job, and then here's the other side, how many people actually got a job worth fucking losing in the goddamn first place? So there's so many rabbit holes with this.
Well, listen, y'all know about the shirts that Mandela made a few years back with the kill police brutality. Well, I wore one of those shirts to work, and I guess a lady, she had her son was an officer there, so management pulls me into the office like, hey, what I mean, we need you to turn that shirt inside out. And I was just looking at him like, why? Because all they see is the kill part. That's all they were seeing. You know what I mean? They didn't want to see the brutality part of it, or even try to understand what the shirt really meant. So they pulled me in the office, telling me, I either need to change my shirt or turn it inside out, and that was my last day.
See, I respect that. I respect that. Cause I'm a rebel at heart. You know what I'm saying? I like to think I'm a law-abiding citizen. At the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I want to buck the system any chance I get, and I'm not too good on following, orders like that. Like change my shirt. Me too, Jones. Like when I was at the water authority, people didn't know I used to walk around with a gun on my hip, out in the open because I could. And
yeah, we had that conversation.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just what it is. So I'm a little bit on the rebel side. So that's why I always side with you, Jones, as far as the voting and stuff, because you got to stand on something. I'm a bit bullheaded, and if I believe something wrong, I'm willing to die on the hills that I represent. That's just what it is. So I respect that, Jones. As far as getting vaccinated, man, that's a tough one. Me and Gav talked about it. Obviously, we was never met with that pressure because we self-employed, but in the event, that I did have a job and I had to provide for my family and kids, that's tough. I definitely don't doubt or look at anyone different that did get vaccinated to, provide for their family. At the same time, I just don't think it's a fair position for people to be in. It's a screwed up position. It ain't cool. How can you just tell, especially people of color, tell them to take this untested, pretty much unauthorized vaccination, and if something happens, they cannot sue or seek any kind of compensation, after events such as the Tuskegee experiment, where was injected into Black people just to see what would happen.
I mean, the majority of trials was hit.
We can't be so quick to forget history and keep moving in the same fashion, because it is what it is. Black people have gotten a rough hand, and it's unprecedented. And it's hard trying to talk about topics on here because of community guidelines. But the mass deletion of I think that's what Serge was talking on, the mass deletion of this specific group, the small hats. I think that's a good way to put it, because he was trying to explain, how can this mass deletion of small hat people have any significance whenever the people of color are the real small hat people? You know what I mean? But it's hard trying to touch on that and keep these trigger words out of play.
I mean, then that's another thing too, really. Even when people talked about, what happened to freedom of speech. Even with the community guidelines, there's just certain things on this motherfucker we can't even say.
Can't say.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, this shit just don't exist.
Yeah, we're in the midst of it. We're in the midst of complying. Y'all, we know how we talk on here. We speak our minds, and there's no hate in what we speak. At the same time, there's just certain words we can't say, and it's embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie, it's embarrassing. I do not like, biting my tongue, because ain't no hate. Why can't I say a word? Be punched for saying a word. You must be nuts. But I can say and say nigga.
I was just about to say that. We can say nigga up this whole podcast. Nigga.
Black men and women,
and they won't say a damn thing.
And under them, nigga, die, nigga. I don't know, maybe that'll get caught, but you can say that all day.
Okay, so Mr. Ed, come here. I was about to say, come here, brother. What's your thoughts?
No, I was gonna pick up where Willie left off. Then it's an attack on our race. That's what it is. They put us in a box. We can't say anything. Then, if you think about it, Kyrie is just an employee of the NBA. They could replace Kyrie. Then he's $1 million employee, but that's what he is. Like you said, he posted a link on his page promoting. I guess it was a documentary that's on Amazon. But when I last checked, I don't think Bezos is Jewish. I didn't hear them getting at Bezos about this then, but Bezos is a billionaire. Bezos has power. We as people, we don't have that power. We have power, and they try to do this to one of our brothers. We can flex back with ease then. Like, nah, that's not going down then. But we're powerless, and we're always made to be the example, and that's what's disturbing to me.
How long is it going to take for us to have our own leagues? And that's why I say shout out to Ice Cube. Shout out to Ice Cube for doing
that's where I was getting at, bro.
With the big three. You know what I'm saying?
That's
going along the lines, you know what I'm saying, of having your own basketball league.
That's where I was getting at with the like with the distribution and the music publishing and shit like that. Fucking networks. But you seen how they did Bill Cosby as soon as he was about to buy NBC.
For real. And then they try to throw some shade at
it's very much so an attack on our race, bro.
You're right.
They try to hit Q with some shade about that stuff what happened with him and Jerry. And Q was just like, hey, keep my name out of that stuff there. You see what I'm saying? It's just always attack on us. And even the cats that are billionaires, which is a few of us as black folks, they got the money, but they don't have no power.
I mean, it take us, the only way we could like have our own leagues and things like that, it literally take those people with all that money to actually do everything together. If they actually did that, like we saying, it would happen because they have enough money with these contracts and everything else. We watching as they rise, say something, do something wrong within your contract. Nike, Adidas, all the you can't, and it's written in there 9 times out of 10 that you basically signing your soul away when you getting these endorsements, when you getting these contracts. You have to carry yourself a certain way. You're not just who you was. Yes, it's nice. Like, hey, Kyrie got this new Nike deal. It's nice when he's getting the money. Let him talk. What happened? It's proven. As soon as he says the wrong stuff,
we're the culture here.
You don't see LeBron doing anything. You don't see certain
right.
Jordan, all of them. They're not about to say nothing. Why?
I ask people all the time,
they're not about to take up for them because they're not about to lose their means. They sold I mean, not saying they sold in a bad way, like they did something satanic. But when you're talking about money and the people that love it, the people that love that lifestyle, I don't care how many millions it is. I don't have to make $1 million to realize that if you gave me $5 million, I'd take care of all y'all.
That's a lot of paper.
These dudes
ask people a lot. What would America be like without black folks? What would it be like when it comes to the entertainment, just in general? That's what I'm saying. I feel like we're the culture, and probably across the world, honestly. But if you were just to, if we used to stop playing basketball, stop playing football, whatever the case is, who would really watch? Would you want to see a bunch of?
I was going to say that too.
There wouldn't be no money.
Imagine the NBA players went all to the big three to say, you know what, fuck these NBA contracts. Take back this little money. We're going to go fuck with Cube in, and we're going to make our own league, get our own our television deal.
But
the quickest way for us to get some power back in this game.
I will say this. Not to cut all y'all off.
It is. It's up here.
When we integrated, we messed up.
I agree with that, Bang. I think that was one of the biggest downfalls of us integrating. I will always stand by that. I feel like we should have always been separated. Not that there's any hatred towards anybody else or any groups of people.
No hatred.
But when people say certain things like, I feel like when we didn't have a choice, but to do for ourselves. So when we were in those times, we thrived. When we talk about the Black Wall Streets and other towns like that, we didn't have a choice but to do for ourselves and stick together. But now we're
look at baseball.
But they know
look at baseball. We had our own Negro league. If we would have kept that,
and we were dominating
inflation and money and everything else, we would have been fine. Because guess what they're doing now? Hey, go get the Pittsburgh Crawfords jerseys and put them at the Pirate game. Why couldn't we keep our own shit?
It was a reason why they burnt Black Wall Street down. You know, when you're doing better than the dominant society, hey, we can't have
they blew it up.
We cannot have that. We can't do that. You
doing
way too well.
So what do we do? What's some real solutions that average people can do, right? Because we can sit here and talk all day long, but then people will run right and buy a pair of Nikes, buy a pair of Jordans, buy some Louis Gucci.
Stop buying these dang on foreign designers. Stop buying these dang on major labels. Start buying regular old pay less and things like that. Start being more smart.
But not even that.
Start investing in ourselves. Start doing things like that. Stop trying to be popular. That's what we do. Stop trying to be popular.
We got enough buying power as a nation of black people that we don't have to depend on anybody else to do anything. Like, we make shit shake. Don't shit move without us. Nothing moves without us. We are the catalyst for everything that has turned at any turn of any century. We are the catalyst
cool until niggas do it.
The fuck?
So we have to be willing.
I'm surprised. Like,
we gotta be willing to give up them millions if we really truly want to take a stand. Now, us on the flip side, we fine. We ain't the ones getting destroyed. The entrepreneur, we ain't getting destroyed. It's them. They need to take a stand and say, you know what, to the NBA, the NFL, fuck this, we quit.
Well, here's the thing. We can't buck the system so much if we don't have our own system to run to. And that's why personally,
exactly. That's why I was saying the shit about Kanye.
And, you know, as far as us, or one of the person just commented, said, you know, we'd be in a much better position if Ice Cube, you know, took his money, or Jay-Z took his money to Ice Cube, start our own league instead of taking it to the NBA. And you know what? I think we touched on that one recording is ego, this male ego and pride. You know, I can't, if I'm Cube, I can't go to Jay-Z because why? Somebody's gonna want credit for this idea. And it just seems to happen that collectively as black people, we will not work together unless our name is on it and our name is first. And that's a big issue too. Like, you know, we can sit here and say, oh, collectively, let's stop buying Gucci, Louis, Prada, and stop being such consumers, because that's the problem. We are consumers. We do not produce enough. That's why personally I'm so big on building and creating. That's my passion. I want to build and create because we consume too much. All we do is buy shit. We don't make or create anything for the most part. I'm not trying to disrespect our culture, but, you know, for the most part, we are consumers. We consume and we don't create. We must start creating.
Now imagine this. Imagine if Kanye, if Yeezys were its own brand, and instead of Zion signing to whoever he signed to, he signed to Yeezy. That wouldn't be major. That would be huge. But we don't have nobody doing that right now.
Black ball.
We got all these new NBA players signing to all these Jewish, my bad, little hats, and all these other foreign people outside of our own community, and there's no equity being built inside of our own community. There's nothing being built inside of our own for us as a whole.
Willie, you're right, man. That economic warfare
off of every new basketball player that hits the league that isn't African American goes back into the white community. Why? Because they have just signed a contract with a white person instead of endorsing their own black people. That's what's wrong with us. We too busy.
So, sir, you saying we need to separate?
That's what I'm for.
About being popular.
But
Willie, like you said, man, the economic warfare that they are putting on us is absolutely, like you said, that shit is real.
It's very real.
I mean, they take your paper from you. Hey, you can't work here. We're not going to represent you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you say, you know, we made enough money. Is it to the point to where the dominant society can take it all from you?
Yes, and there you go. I believe they can. I don't think anyone is safe. They out here. They will find a way. For one, here's just a belief. I don't believe really like you can get Bezos rich, Oprah rich, or much respect, but even LeBron rich without more or less kissing the ring, without submitting, and they having something over you. And I believe even if you Oprah rich, they can freeze your accounts. They will find some way to put some kind of conspiracy against you, and it's over.
She been doing that shit
all the
since
time.
Look at Oprah though, Willie. Oprah been at about 4 or 5 billion for almost like the last 20 years. So they already told her she capped out.
This your cap.
She capped out. So she's not going any further, but you're right. For her to keep what she got to toe this line and do what we tell you to do.
She can't say shit. She gotta play the background.
Yep.
Gotta play the role.
Yep.
But Shaq was probably the only one I can remember over the last 30 years that had his own shoe and his own company. But niggas laughed at it like, man, $20 Shaqs at Walmart, but he had his own.
I used to rock them Shaqs.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't have a choice but to wear them. My parents was like, "You think we about to spend $100? No, you about to get the Shaq."
I had some Etonics. What the hell you talking about?
But y'all know, I'm tired of. I absolutely do not like Charles Barkley. I'm tired of that man. Yeah. I am absolutely, because all of the bullshit Charles Barkley did throughout his NBA career, now you want to be calling motherfuckers idiots and shit. I mean, he was fighting in bars every other goddamn week, just doing a bunch of crazy bullshit. You know what I mean? You over in the Olympics, 280 pounds elbowing a 120 pound dude in the chest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm over Charles Barkley.
Well,
you wearing dresses and putting makeup on. Come on,
two things
Charles.
to do real quick. Is it okay for us to get older in age and grow and see things differently? Or
sure, but if you know you was out there fucking up, don't be calling these dudes idiots and shit. Especially, you know what I mean? You can come out them any other kind of way besides bashing these men, especially when you have a checkered past.
There you go. Can't be a hypocrite. Yeah, can't. Yeah, we can't be hypocrites. Yeah,
you just got that $200 million contract extension. He toting that line, man. That's what he's telling them out there and saying.
Charles can't even complete a motherfucking sentence.
Hey, Stephen A. Smith, same shit. They telling them what to say. Disney, they got that hand up that ass, like, hey, you go out there, say this stuff right here. That's just that's the reality of it.
That's what it is. I believe that. Yes.
So, is there anything we can really, really do for real?
Yes, move off the grid. Move off the grid. Hey, you know what? I know it's extreme, but y'all think I'm kidding. That's what I'm doing. That's what me and my family working to do. I'm about to buy some acres. I'm moving off the grid. I'm gonna be I ain't gonna listen to none of this shit somebody trying to say. I'm gonna be gone in the woods. I got it all figured out. That's my.
A lot of people say
no problem with doing that. I know how to build a mud stick hut, a heated floor, and all kinds of shit.
I'll buy some acres and build my own town, but they'll probably find a way to hate on that and tell you all types of regulations. So
that's true. See what I'm saying? Yeah, they'll change regulations, change coding. Yeah, I'll go buy a farm. They'll tell me, this ain't zone for that.
And y'all saw that stuff not too long ago when they was talking about it was illegal to save rainwater and clean your rainwater and live off the land that way. They was trying to make sure you are not allowed to. Hey, if you don't,
just like we ain't allowed to grow our own food
through your house and you don't have paying a water bill, you can't do it.
All right, we gotta stop for a minute. Y'all know these Negroes ain't moving off the grid nowhere.
There you go.
Come on, man. Let's be real. Let's be real. Like on this panel right now, this is like a microcosm. This is a small percentage. We you know what I mean, of the community. We got to say 75% of these ain't moving. They would rather stay in poverty than to come together and move off the grid somewhere.
Well, we all make our own decisions. All we can do is sound the alarm, blow the whistle, say, hey, this is what's going on. We better start moving and acting accordingly.
We need. I don't know if y'all fellas ever watched The Walking Dead. You know how they got those towns like they rebuild. Hey, we just need an all-black town where we just stay enclosed to ourselves. We ain't hating on nobody on the outside. But if you ain't with what we with, keep it moving. Then.
Hey, Mr. Ed, that was my shit. Walking Dead was my shit.
They got.
Hey, yo, I got a roll, fellas. I'll catch y'all.
All
I'll
right,
holler at
Pete.
y'all on the next
All right,
one.
P.
All right,
Appreciate
P.
you coming
All
through.
right,
big dog.
Marcus, I'll holler at you on Tuesday, bro.
My man.
No doubt.
All right,
Hey,
fam.
Peace,
Mr. A,
peace.
I stopped watching Walking Dead after what's that dude Negan. I couldn't deal with Negan, man. He was too much stress.
But even if we do this, guys, what would stop them from doing what they did in Tulsa? You know, we
So,
all come
like,
together. We have our black cities. Hey, y'all doing too well over here as a collective. You come and drop a bomb on that motherfucker.
Well, here's
So,
the
like,
thing.
We gotta be
They
quiet about it though.
What's
We gotta be
that?
underground. We gotta be like covert about it. We can't let everybody know. We gotta just go somewhere.
And that's
where
the
not
thing.
A lot of people know, and that's gonna be tough then.
I agree with you, but just like with the Black
Right
Panther
about
Party or any other, black leadership, they will always find a way to infiltrate.
That's what I was gonna say. You talking about covert? I'm gonna let you get in here, Donnell. If they couldn't be covert in Greenwood, you gotta understand this was back in the fucking early 1900s. It wasn't all this. How did they find these people tucked up in the woods? It's 2022. They got drones and all this radar. How the fuck we gonna tuck off any fucking where? Motherfucker.
Oh, and just real quick, just to add to that, I don't know if you looked it up. Even Central Park, that was a black town too.
Yeah.
They made Central Park. They went,
Right.
took it over. I think it might have been a little bit after the Black Wall Street. They did
That's
the same
it.
thing in New York then. So it's been happening for thousands of years. But at any time now, it's the times now, fellas. I'm with it.
Yes.
Come together.
So to Willie's point, that's honestly great. Honestly, that's what I'm kind of working towards is kind of going off the grid too. But the only way to really kind of escape the system in a sense is not to play in the system. We're born into the system. The moment your parents sign that birth certificate, you have to actually divorce United States of America in order to get away from it. You then become an indigenous. Well, you already are an indigenous person, but you fully are. You're going by the black law versus the American or the British law, the bar association in a sense. That's what we all practice in a sense. So you have to literally divorce yourself from America or United States or this corporation. You want to divorce yourself from it in order to be detangled from it. You know what I mean? That means you don't no longer play in their system, meaning you have a social. You know what I mean? When you travel, you don't have a driver's a driver's license, or you got to use certain verbiage. You're traveling. You're not driving. Driving is the bar language. You have to travel. You know what I mean? No matter how you travel, it's legal. So you just have to know the law, the original law.
Is that the same as being a sovereign citizen? Is along the same kind of lines like that? Okay.
You know what?
Yep.
Correct if I'm wrong, but won't they put you on like a what's that? Like almost like a terrorist watch list and stuff like that. If you do that, I think it's
the fact that
go ahead.
It kind of is. You kind of saying, all right, listen, I'm done with y'all and I'm going here. You know what I mean? Like they make money off of us just living. You know what I mean? So
Understood.
Now you kind of detaching yourself from a corporation. That's all the United States is a big ass corporation.
That's
you know what I mean?
Understood. But now what you gonna do?
You're in partnership. You're in partnership.
While I'm on this land, I dig it. But if I'm going to detach from this corporation, I need to make sure I'm self-sufficient because I better not ever try to look to the U.S. again for the police or certain things. They ain't checking for me now.
Absolutely. You're right. You're right. But just saying, that was just to answer the question. Just saying.
You can't do nothing. They're gonna make sure you cannot live. Hey, you need to have a hunting license, a fishing license.
All that
doing these things.
Technically, no, you don't. That's the thing. You don't, because again, if you know the original laws, you can still fish. The licensing stuff is all that stuff is to own you more. You know what I mean? But you don't have to do none of that. You literally can when you're good. 100%.
I've heard this and I believe everything Donnell's saying is true with that sovereign citizen thing. Like we're touching on, you better make sure you're self-sufficient. That, you don't need a hunting license once you go through that. I think my aunt Tweety, she's a sovereign citizen. Maybe should have had her up here. But yeah, Aunt Tweety, if you're watching this, tap in because she's a sovereign citizen, and you don't need a fishing license and stuff. You got to know the language. You got to know the language. But please don't get it misunderstood. Every chance that law enforcement get to harass you and find a way to stop your day, jam you up. I ain't gonna say detain you because they won't call it detain. They say we just got to do this for safety. They're gonna jam you up every chance they get. Every time they catch you fishing without that fishing license, they gonna waste your time. They gonna be on you, checking. They never gonna just say, "How you doing, Mr. or Mrs. Sovereign Citizen? Enjoy your day." They always the harassment's gonna be very real. And
Yeah,
who you
true.
gonna tell?
But
Who you
if
gonna
you got
tell?
if you got the funding, the proper, technically in that case, normally, they kind of usually know the laws are, to kind of get through the laws in court, because you can sue the fuck out of them. After, a couple of times getting sued, they're gonna
Yes,
leave you
sir.
the fuck alone. Trust me.
Yes, sir.
But
Not
secondly, there
really,
is a lot of
because when you sue these people, it's not coming out their pockets. It's not.
it's coming out the city's pockets.
It's coming out the city.
It's coming out the city.
Poor people can't sue. And here's the thing. That's why I said you got to have your finances together, because poor people can't sue.
Again, that's a certain. So again, you technically, when you go this route, you basically are learning law. You can't be out here just like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a sovereign citizen. You actually studying this culture. I'm gonna say that, because you got to know that shit. If you don't know it and you get jammed up, well, shit, your ass is going to jail. You don't know the law to get yourself out of it. You don't know the verbiage to use when you get pulled over. Yo, I'm just driving down the street. Oh, you under arrest, motherfucker. This my shit. You ain't say I'm traveling down the street. You have the proper verbiage, the proper language. That's everything. So I think that more of these people, when you go into this here, you can't just go and just claim this. You have to go through a process to divorce yourself, but you also got to study. And you want to study. That way you can know what the fuck you want to do, what you need to say, and what you need to do with not, what that law is. Because now you're going by a new law. You're not going by this law. You're going by the law of the lands is what you're going by, basically.
Let me ask you, brothers. Oh.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Will we set it up kind of how like our brothers and sisters, the Native Americans have it? Because, they have the reservations. They govern
exactly. Another thing. Exactly.
They have their own law, so we should model
that would be
that, then.
ideal.
They were given that reservation. That's almost like a no-fly zone.
That's their reparations. That's the reparations we got. And that's what I'm saying, man. We talked about reparations on the last time I was on the show with y'all. And like I said,
it's a march going on right now in DC. They're doing the reparation march right now.
Shout out to Tariq Nasheed for
that. Would be a big thing. Hey, we'll take that, and then go start our own thing. Whoever down with is cool. If you're not,
there you go. There you go. I ain't greedy. I want as much as they gonna give me, but all I need is $250,000. Give me $250,000 and I ain't got no worries.
Oh, you know what about the reparations? I was gonna mention that last time we talked earlier. How about we do it since say the generation thing? Set up the reparations as a generation thing. Set it up for like 4 or 5 generations. We can get $20,000 now. Or if you got kids, they can get a certain portion when they get older. Their kids, so at least leave it so that next generation, 2, 3, 4 down, will have something once they get a certain age, so they can do something out here.
Here's my question:
unless you start going outside of, you know what I mean, your own, 4 or 5 generations down the line, right, your lineage could be no longer melanated. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So that's something else you kind of got to watch out for. But
so
just cut the check, goddammit.
Real quick on what Darnell, I'll get Willie, you can come in. But what Darnell just said about the whole sovereignty thing, I think that would be almost like negligence for us to tell most of these people to even consider going sovereign. Like it would be negligence for us to tell 80% people, 95% of our brothers and sisters to even consider it. That'd be the fastest way to have us on the side of a bridge somewhere holding a sign and in refugee camps faster you can blink. So I don't think that's gonna be the way.
I mean, the question is asked. I was just answering on how you can detach yourself from that system. So not recommended it if it's not easy by any means, but obviously it can be done because it's done out there. So.
What can the 80% do? Stop spending. Well, has Black Friday happened yet? Has it happened? Here we go. Here we go. Keep y'all asses at home. Stop spending. Stop spending. Trust me. I'm gonna say this in my household for these holidays coming up, especially Christmas. My family, for the most part, we don't do too many gifts. You'll be surprised. Ain't too many gifts in the Walker household because, for one, we've been blessed and we get all year round. But stop feeding into the system. We can't keep sitting here saying, we need to do this and do that. And we're not, bucking this tainted system every chance that we get. And we need to start with these screwed up holidays, Black Friday. And it's nuts. Our poor folks go out there and they do the most spending. The first thing that the disenfranchised can do, there's 80% of people that can't afford to be sovereign citizens or move off the grid. Stop spending. Stop spending. Stop being a slave to name brands and this goofy ass culture. Stop spending all your money to impress somebody that don't even fucking like you. Stop it. Bro. Stop spending.
I just went to the mall the other day. I found some jeans for $21. I have no idea who the fuck these motherfuckers is made by, but they feel nice. They looked nice. And I'm like, shit, it's a good deal. I refuse to spend $70, $80 on fucking jeans anymore. No. I just refuse. Fuck all that.
For real. I catch all my stuff on sale.
I will go to Walmart. When Champion go back to Walmart, I'll be back in Walmart buying Champion too.
So what you call it, Willie?
I remember Champion used to be like $10. Champion be like $50 now.
Right.
What Willie was saying is like something that I've been learning. Like people ain't paying attention to it, but like how does? Because like I said, I follow the stock market, so I got like insights of how the world is working. So pretty much for 12 years, we was at 0% interest rate. Everybody was getting free shit. You know, people love free money. People don't like something. Not you guys are not like that, but people like free shit. They don't like going out to work and go get shit that they want. So really what they doing right now is they raising interest rates. They trying to raise interest rates by June to 6%. Economy fucked up. Like the shit is like really fucked up. And then you got poor people, they setting prices like these big corporations, they know what the fuck they doing. They know how to suck everybody in. We're gonna raise the prices of this shit. People still gonna go out and go buy it. You know what I'm saying? They gonna keep raising the prices of it. But if you cut back on spending, you ain't really gotta worry about that shit. And that's just what, like, literally what I do every day is like, I don't have to, like, the shit that I used to spend money on. Like, if I see a pair of Jordans here or there, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna cop them because I like the design. But then I'm sitting there after I buy the pair of Jordans and they $190. I'm sitting there in my motherfucking head like, why the fuck did I buy these? I'm out of $190. I could have used that money on something valuable that, you know, I could hold on to. You know, and it's just like it's literally like Willie right on that financial shit. Like the best thing to do is literally cut back on spending, save as much money as you want. Because if you think like this world, I mean, like this year is a terrible year, you ain't even wait till next year come mid-July when that shit's 6%, 7%. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to pay attention to that. A lot of people don't.
Because they got to recoup on the PPP loans.
2023 is going to be a bad. It's going to be bad financially.
A couple years ago, all the PPP loans, everybody had money, so all them Jordans, all that stuff.
Look, bro, that shit's at the fucking inflation right now is at 8.2. It's been 8 this whole entire year. This shit's at a 40-year high. People really don't know what. I mean, like people ain't ready for what's about to happen next year.
And what usually is,
you know what I'm saying? That's the
2% is what inflation is usually at.
That's where they want it at. But for 12 years it was at 0%. They wanted at 2%. But I'm not the type of person to tell people how they spend their money or no shit like that. You spend your money on what you want to do. But I'm the type. I'm like, I like what Willie said. Like with the financial shit, it's time to cut back. Like literally, it is. Because shit is already high. Like for prime example, last year turkey a pound was $3.17. That turkey 17%. Right now is $6.70. That's 116% increase in a year, bro.
You know,
and they know. And the thing about it is, they know people is going to buy it.
There you go.
And half y'all waste the turkey anyway. That's what's really messed up about it.
Dog, the same thing with chitlins, and you know what they say? They say it's a lot of white folks eating chitlins now.
Man, we ain't gonna talk about that. I'm about to give me a pot in a couple weeks.
To me. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, come on, 20. Come on. Oh, it's possibly happening now. Hold up. We ain't gonna talk about chitlins on this battle tour. That's what we ain't gonna do.
I have a bucket next week.
Come on,
I'll have a bucket. I'll have a bucket next week.
We are not slaves
Tearing your
anymore,
insides
Twani.
up,
You
bro.
can't make this shit
Shave,
up.
Twani,
You
shave.
can't make this shit up.
Shave.
Y'all heard it.
Leave them chitlins alone, man. Leave them
But that's
chitlins
it,
alone.
man.
You killing yourself, bro. You killing it. I got a question there, man, because that's a rabbit hole we gonna go down. I'm gonna leave that alone. Leave them chitlins alone, bro.
You know that shit stank, Twani. Come on, man.
Bro, anything that you gotta drown hot sauce in, obviously shouldn't be eaten. It shouldn't be
I ain't gonna
eaten.
lie, I had to give him up like 5 years ago, though, man. But
I ain't never tasted that shit.
You know what? The cold thing about it, it's
Never, bro.
Going in, coming out. So that's when you know you gotta just.
Yeah, we gotta stop. We gotta stop spending money, man. We right here in the holiday season. This is perfect time to have this conversation. We in the midst of how we just got done with Halloween. Motherfuckers done spend hundreds of dollars on candy. Here we go. We're going into Thanksgiving, Black Friday. This is the spending. This is the spending season.
What y'all talking about?
Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday when all the stuff online, so you couldn't make it to the store on Black Friday.
They said candy was expensive this year. They said candy was expensive this year
because they're used to everybody buying. This is like a repeat cycle. So if you've been buying candy every year for the last 10 years, 11th year they're gonna spike that. They're gonna spike the price up because they know you're gonna buy it. 12th year they're gonna spike the price up even more because they know you're gonna buy it. The 13th year you ain't catch on it. Guess what? The price is spiked again, bruh. Like y'all said, stop spending. If we start spending for 2-3 of these holidays in a row and just cook from scratch. I mean,
no, just one
and things like that, clothes and stuff for
holidays. One holiday season, Serge. Just this holiday season, all the way up.
Prices is going back down next season. I promise you.
Just if collectively, the 80% of people of color say, "Hey, we're not doing all this frivolous spending this holiday season," oh, things would be changed dramatically. But they won't do it.
I like what No Name said in the comments. That's a pretty valid point.
What he saying?
I don't know if Gab wanted to pull it up.
Yeah, that's another thing that I did want to touch on. Like
he said,
we
why
in a society to be a part of a society that doesn't even want us?
So go ahead. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can read the chat there if you want. Go ahead.
It says, why get reparations and still live with white people? Is it not better to get 3 to 4 states for black people? Let's say North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Then we do our own thing, create our own military and trade agreements.
Yes.
That sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
It sounds great. It sounds absolutely great.
They'll drop a bomb on all 4 of them states. Let's just keep it real.
All of them.
And then we also got to remember,
why can't it happen?
Yeah, y'all remember?
Also, we're
impossible.
But why is it impossible?
We're only 13% of the population.
It realistically can happen. Why do we say it's impossible though?
We don't stick together. I don't care how much money you give us.
I agree with that.
And then, like I said, us being
of our own,
us being 13%,
sergeant arguing with the goddamn lieutenant.
That's what I'm saying. Us being 13% of the population, all 13% of us are not going to be on the same page.
We need to re-educate ourselves.
I don't think 5% of us can be on the same.
We got a lot of shucking and jivers out here. You feel me? So it's not all going,
That's true.
But
you know what?
Isn't that our goal though?
What's that thing?
Wouldn't that be that's technically our equality? That would be our equality, wouldn't it? Isn't that what we technically are fighting for?
Would giving us 3 to 4 states and all this and the infrastructure and all this stuff, would that benefit the dominant race? Would that benefit them?
No, it wouldn't benefit them. It would benefit us.
Okay. So if
I know it's not going to happen.
The race, why would they allow it?
Huh?
Why would they allow it? Because for this to happen,
I'm not
the dominant race must allow it.
I'm not going to say they're going to allow it. I'm saying, shouldn't that be what we're fighting for?
Okay. Okay.
So my
Now, what
question to
somebody
that is this,
allows
real
and what
quick.
you fight for is two different things.
Well,
So
we
What if
fight
they
because
allowed it?
won't allow
shouldn't
it.
that be our goal? Like,
Yeah, we
What if
fight
they
because they
allowed it
won't
though?
allow it.
That's a good
we're trying to
question.
be
What if
equal
they did
in
allow
a
it?
world where the
Good
laws,
question.
like we're trying to be equal with laws and a foundation that was built to keep us in chains. We still follow laws this day that were created hundreds of years ago to keep us enslaved. How do we find freedom following slave laws?
Separation.
How do
So
we
my
separate
question though,
unless
my
we
question
separate
is,
fully?
my question is right now,
when segregation was in, we were fine. Then nobody worried about
yeah.
us.
So stop right there. Stop right there. Again, when segregation was in, that was a different time. Our whole mindset was completely different. We came in together into segregation. Right now, could we actually go right now and have our own 3 states, 4 states, and I'm sure we can maintain, but could we take care of it? The majority, will the majority of the people all together, would they take care of it? Because I feel like, and I'm not going to say for sure less than 50% don't take care of their current homes now. They
Can
can't take
we?
care of shit.
Let's
Can
not
we?
forget a lot of black men are not willing to give up white women. They're just not willing to do
Hell
it.
no, man.
I'm just
That
keeping
ain't
it real. There's
Well,
a
now,
look.
now,
that
now,
That was
here's the
a
thing,
that was a big
Here- here's
that was
the
a big
thing,
part
like,
of segregation
you don't
as well.
necessarily have
not
to
just the
give up
white women itself.
Whoa.
I'm
It's
just saying.
it's some
All right,
entities
fellas.
that they have certain power.
They are
It's a
not willing
reason
to
why.
give
I
that
wouldn't
you
up,
say a
say-
man.
person won't.
When you say give up white women, bro, I don't think that's really like
It ain't
an
the
issue that
race
we're fighting.
itself.
Like, if here goes my thing. Like, if you wanted to go to these 3, 4, 5 states, race wouldn't be a matter. It would be separate rules.
What that nigga say?
It would be separate rules. It would be separate rules. Yeah, I mean, so that's just like if you leave the United States and you go to Jamaica, those people, Jamaicans can still, not saying Jamaicans do, but Jamaicans can still date a white woman. But
Yeah.
that ain't got nothing to do with American rules and standards and all that. Those
We
don't
But
affect
we are-
pay
relations and things
taxes.
like that.
You gonna
bro.
pay taxes to another person like you?
Hey, listen, back in the
Huh?
day when segregation
I'm
was
just saying.
legal,
We gonna
you didn't
ask them
see
where that
you
money
didn't see
at.
a
Where that
bunch of
money
that.
at?
You didn't see that. When we were segregated, you did not see niggas dealing with white women. And there was a reason for that. Why? Because you're not allowed.
So
You had to sneak and do that.
And
too.
also what you have to
You
understand is
ain't
that
lying.
over history, dating white women has gotten your ass killed. So why would I want to put myself in jeopardy, my life in jeopardy, to go over to the other side? You know,
but here go the thing, bro. On the flip
Financial
side,
stuff.
you seeing white men dating black women all the time.
that's a
Or at
fetish,
least
in
getting
my
them
opinion.
pregnant.
In my opinion, that's a fetish. That's just my opinion. That's just
But what
how
I'm
I feel.
saying, what I'm saying is it would flip if in the white man's country, white men were able to get away with fucking black women. So in a black man's country, why wouldn't a black man get away with fucking a white woman?
There's the difference between fucking them and actually bringing them into business with you. That's a completely different ball game.
I'm not saying that you ain't gotta bring a white. You ain't gotta
When
bring.
I'm not. When I say they don't want to, I ain't talking about they just want to have sex with them from time to. No, that's all they want to be with. That's how they identify. They identify as with white culture.
Then they can stay here.
I agree with that.
Hold on, let me address something real quick before we go down this rabbit hole. I want to bring this
here, bro.
I want to bring this back up here. Now this guy, and I guess all y'all are insinuating. Let's just address the elephant in the room. Ain't no way in hell he's pretty much saying all black people go congregate in 3 states. Ain't no way in hell I want to live around all you niggas. I'm sorry. I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. About 60, maybe 70% of y'all ain't welcome. Real shit. You can't take all these niggas and congregate us in 3 states. It'd be fucking, oh man. Y'all heard about fuck. Be like Uganda. Be like Uganda in the 80s, motherfucker.
But you take your like-minded ones. Your like-minded ones. You know, all of us. Listen, if you're not gonna fit in with what we're trying to do, then you gotta go. can't. You
No,
can't.
you
some
gotta look
motherfuckers
at
ain't
the
even
you gotta
welcome.
look at
Some motherfuckers ain't even welcome. They ain't even welcome.
You do that if you want to. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You already got people who destroy our own community, man. Selling dope to their own people.
See what I'm saying?
Having sex with all the young girls and shit and can't even raise your kid. It's a lot I could keep going on with. Let alone the people, we're gonna stick together. You got dudes backdooring each other. Can't even raise
we
your
want to
family
talk about
looking at
young
your
women.
shit.
We've had
Ain't
some
nobody about to be in 3 states. Somebody gonna get their ass whooped in each state.
We've had some black leaders who really loved young women, bang.
What about we had some like just no tolerance laws like they did like Iraq or something? You get on some foolish stuff, hey, we just take
Now
your
that'll
ass
work.
out and set
Mr.
an
Ed, that'll
example.
work if ain't no
That's
There you
tolerance.
go.
Like
I
that's the
agree with
thing. Like we're
Marcus
sitting here
saying,
acting
though,
like
with-
we have to adopt the American
Hey, some
government.
biblical
Like
stuff
we
like,
don't
hey,
have
you
to
got
go
a
by
line,
the
hey,
American
you
government
out.
standards.
You killing people, we ain't going through no trial. We gonna drag you out in the middle of the street, make an example of you. Then like get you
There
out.
you go. There you
We
go,
have
Mr.
whole
Ed.
different rules.
You get
We
caught
got
stealing,
a
we
whole
chop your
different set of
hand.
rules
We
for
chop.
Americans.
We chop your hands off if you get caught stealing.
Yeah, we going real Old
Chop your dick
Testament.
off if you
Eye
fuck
for eye,
if you
tooth
fuck
for
your
tooth.
homie girl, or you
Hey, eye for
get your
eye.
nuts
And
chopped
no
off
slinging
if
dope
you
to
mess
each
with
other.
a friend's BM.
All right, real
Hey,
quick.
It could be whole different consequences.
Yeah,
and that's mob
Don't mess with
mentality.
nobody,
The,
baby.
the mobsters would do that.
All right, real quick. We're gonna pick back up here in a minute, but I want to get Law in here so we can kind of rewind. And the show started tonight with the whole Kyrie Irving deal and Kanye and are these guys right and wrong. I just wanted to get your take on it, Law, because that's me. I know that's why you're here. You want to talk about it. So what you thinking?
Hey, how everybody doing tonight?
How you doing, brother?
Man, I seen
brother.
that Jason
What's up, Law?
Twitter. He tweeted something out, and Marcus, I seen you put you really don't agree with him, but you agree with his tweet.
Jason Whitlock.
Yeah. So it's no more silencing us. Those days is over. Those days is over when you can pay us off, take this money and be quiet. Those days are over where it's still happening. Like LeBron and Shaq, it's like, be quiet. Massey gonna hear us. Then we're gonna have to go back to the field. So we're just like, and Kyrie and Gay, it's like, nah, I'm about to be on some revolution, some revolt stuff. I'm not doing it no more. I'm airing everything out. And you see what they're doing. They're stripping them of everything, their dignity. And it's like, Amazon put it out, but you're killing the messenger. But they're making money off this film that Amazon put out. And all he did was retweet a documentary. That's like, man, I didn't say nothing. Silence kills. So they want us to bow down to them, their standards. And it's always been like that, man. It's like, as soon as the black man try to revolutionize, you throw something in their way to bring them down or divide the culture to make them 400 years behind. Like I said, like with hip hop and rap music, it was on the incline of, fight the power, the NWA camp. It was ran by a Jewish man. But as soon as, our culture is like, you can say, F a black B, kill my brother, N word. But as soon as Michael Jackson say kite, they want to get him. As soon as Michael Jackson say, I own 50% of Sony, ha 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 ha. They wanted to, throw these little boys, in his path, or, Prince, all these, black 1%ers doing their own thing. They don't want to see us be great. So I just think we need more Kanye's and Kyrie's, but you have to do it a talented way. You have to have a secure plan on how to, keep the media at hold. You got to have a whole plan. Like Colin had a plan, right? But everybody thought he was crazy. But then he got blackballed, but he's still pushing, in the community. And I think Kyrie is going to be the next Colin Kaepernick of the NBA. Because you see what Nike did so far. So I just think it's going to be a stratigraphic change and a domino effect across the board. Sorry, I'm winded. I had COVID. I had COVID for the last couple of days.
Oh man.
So my wind is gone.
Oh man, take it easy, brother.
Yeah, so
Take it easy, Law.
the wife had it, the 2 babies had it, and I got it. So the
Oh
oldest
boy.
has been
Glad you're all right.
isolated. So she's negative now. She's cool. It was like she's pregnant also. So just like, all right, then my son gave it to grandma. So I'm just wondering though. But I think black men with money should start standing up and come together. And what Shaq and Chuck is doing is bringing this back because it's like you messing our money up. You know, if Jeff Bezos really cared about anti-Semitic, I don't know how to say it,
Anti-Semitic.
anti-Semitic. If he really cared about it, he would have not put a documentary up there. But he's worried about his pockets. So it's biz over whatever you got going on. But everybody don't trip. There's millions of documentaries out there that talk about all kind of racial issues. Why is it one race that you can't say nothing about? It's not even a race. Actually, it's a religion, right? Yeah, it's not even a race. It's a religion of people. And as soon as the black men say, you know, we the real sons of Judah, it's like it's an issue. I seen a documentary, a little clip. The most people that have issues with the Jewish religion are people of color. There's Latino Jews. There's East African Jews. And lady said when she came to LA, she was the only black person in her school, her middle school. She was 8 years old. And the rabbi said, "What are you doing here? Are you lost?" And tried to put her off campus because they thought she was at the wrong school.
Damn.
I think Sammy Davis Jr. was also
Jewish. Okay,
I believe he was.
Is it
Drake Jewish?
Unorthodox, I think.
Okay.
Is it Sean also? Is Sean?
He's unorthodox too. Sean, yeah.
Yeah, Sean. Okay. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, because Sean always said he's a black Jew. So, you know, black people can't be that. They can't, you know, be Jewish. They have to be something else. It's like we're a stain in their.
We got to be what they told us to be. Take this goddamn Bible.
And they
do what the fuck we say. And on that note, y'all, I'm sorry, I got to roll though, y'all.
All right, brother.
Hey, brother.
Man.
We appreciate you coming through, man.
All right, Mark, they ripped certain pages.
All right, bro.
To make us think that there was a certain way we had to worship and react. You know, they gave us what they wanted to give us, and we couldn't read. So it's like somebody sitting there telling you all this stuff, and you don't know what's going on because you can't read. Because they strip you of everything, your dignity.
Right, Lord. And you notice too, when you mentioned too with Kyrie, he don't own Amazon. They didn't go after it wasn't no outcry for Bezos to take the video down. Who even knew about it before Kyrie even? But you know what? They got Kyrie as like public enemy number one because he a brother. That's really what it is, like you said.
Yes.
Public enemy number one. And the thing with Nike, they've been trying to get rid of him for like a while. So this is their way. They can easily get rid of his contract and all that stuff. So it's just a domino effect, and that's how they alienate us and make examples out of us. Then, man.
I think it can play out though. If Kanye and Kyrie get together on the fashion side, plus the push of the youth and the community, those are two powerful voices, man, in sports and in music and in fashion. Everybody's gonna start tripling. Then they're gonna be looking at Shaq and LeBron like, "Oh, you said XYZ about me. You wasn't brave enough to stand on that front line with me." So we're gonna make sure that, you know, we're gonna out you also. So I think more people will start standing up and coming out. Listen, without us, there's no basketball. Without us, there's no football. Without us, there's nothing in this country. So we have the upper hand. But we just got to get smart. Just like if every player boycotted a whole week in NBA is messed up.
Then they tried with the whole vaccination thing. Wasn't people like, you know, boycotting, and it seemed like the NBA was, you know, or the NFL, I can't remember, one of them was taking a stand, and then it all just folded.
No, it was for the protest from 2020. They did.
Okay.
They boycotted a couple of games, but that would have been a good start right there.
You see, and then it folded quick, and if it ain't everyone united, you got these, and I get it. You know, you got rookies coming into these organizations. They finally getting a break. You ain't about to go tell no rookie that, hey man, we about to shut all this down to protest. I just got here. to get this
Willie,
bread. I
that's
feel
when
that.
those vets need to come out of pocket and be like, "Hey, yo, man, young blood, I got y'all contract this year. Us vets that been in this league that made multiple millions of dollars already, we got y'all contract. We gonna pay y'all to sit out and join our cause. We understand that y'all can't afford it like us, so we gonna reimburse y'all to join us because we need y'all."
It's gonna take sacrifice
dialogue like this. There's no thought process like this, which it should be, and that's the problem, bro.
That's heavy. It's gonna. I believe it's gonna take sacrifice like that, but that's a heavy sacrifice. I agree, but that's a heavy sacrifice.
But not really though, because if you think about it, all right, I want you to really sit there and think about it. The Nets roster. Their salary cap is 20 to 25% Kyrie, 20 to 25% KD. That's 50% of the team right there.
Okay.
Them two alone can help fund the other 50%, and then they have another big name. They got a couple more big name vets. I'm pretty sure their rookie salaries are probably like 10% of their salary cap.
Okay.
Bro, you mean to tell me 90% can't support 10% until this all motherfucking comes together? Bro, like it's yes. Will money be missed? Yes, money will be missed. There are going to be some people that sacrifice money, but 9 out of 10 times the people that are going to have to sacrifice money have already made the bag. They can afford to sacrifice the money.
I feel that way.
LeBron can afford to sacrifice the money, bro. If LeBron is on the brink of being one of the first billionaires, he can afford to lose a couple $100 million and still be $100 millionaire.
Sir, we gotta slow down though for a minute, because that's kind of think about what we're saying though. You just sat there and that's some strong language. You sit there and tell this man it's okay.
I'm not telling him he has to.
That's what you said. You said you telling him to be. You said be okay with losing a couple $100 million. God damn. And then you look around the community, and he said, "What am I doing this for?" Right?
Bro, how did LeBron get this $100 million?
Huh?
How did LeBron get this $100 million? Did he get this $100 million without us? Did he get these hundreds of millions without us?
Without who?
Without his community. Without his black community.
I would say yes, pretty much.
Bro, so if LeBron didn't have his fan base, which is majority black.
No, it's not. That's where you wrong. Majority of LeBron's fans is white and Asian.
Let me correct myself.
Hold on. Let me finish. LeBron is hated in the black community by a lot of men. Listen, LeBron got more fans in China probably than he do in the whole world.
I ain't never bought a pair of LeBrons.
Me either.
You haven't?
No, they
look like LeBron.
I have.
They look
like
but
here goes the thing.
Actually, I had one pair of LeBrons.
LeBron was known in this is my point I'm trying to make. LeBron was known in the black community.
I want some LeBrons.
Was he or was he not?
Was
he or was he not known in the black community before he hit the NBA? Throughout the black community, was he or was he not known?
But he didn't have no shoe deal.
That's not
what you hitting on, George? Like, what you hitting on? Land the play.
Was LeBron known in the black community, yes or no, before he hit the NBA?
Not really.
Well, in Cleveland. Well, yeah, he was, because he was on.
Bro, LeBron was nationally known before he hit the NBA, bro.
Yes and no.
If LeBron, here goes the thing. Now listen. If LeBron would have chose to go to college for 1 year, that college would have profited off of LeBron magnificently. That's why they have these young players going to college now, because colleges profit off of these young players magnificently. So imagine if LeBron, who's already known, takes his platform and stands up all the way for social justice, like he has been. Like he has been already.
Wait, what platform, Serge?
Huh?
What platform do LeBron got?
He got a platform, bro. He had a platform before he hit the NBA.
I'm saying though. So here we are. His platform right now. He got the NBA. That's where he do most of his net. Where he gonna hold on? Where he gonna go? Where he gonna go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube? He can't go nowhere. We don't have a platform. So you can only say these motherfuckers will keep you on.
That is correct. All right. So when you put it like that, yeah, he don't have a platform to voice his opinion.
What are you gonna do? Go to the streets? You niggas ain't going to the streets to listen to nobody fucking preach. So
he still got media. He still got media. They still asking him questions.
LeBron.
True. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but you gotta understand. It's not so simple like you trying to make it.
But it's not so hard, easy either, like you're trying to make, is what I'm saying. There's going to be some sacrifice. I'm not saying there's not. Not saying there's not. What I'm saying is,
I agree with you. I don't think no solutions, because it ain't. I don't think it come with money. I don't think LeBron sacrificing hundreds of millions of dollars is going to help the black community. I just don't. Not helping out a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers. We got to first. We got to educate. Willie said this before. Willie said we got to educate first. We got to educate. We got to go through some mass education in the community. We got to fucking reboot the computer.
Yes.
And I agree with that. But him losing money, bro, is inevitable if he stands up. Him losing money. LeBron's going to lose money either way it goes right now.
But at the same time, he should have threw his brother under the bus. Then he should have just said.
But that's why LeBron never said anything about.
I agree with that.
Kidnapped in China because he don't want to lose money in China.
See what I'm saying? So
because of Nike.
What?
So
yeah,
Chinese are kidnapping Chinese Muslims.
He don't. What he wants to do and what he could do is two different things, though, and what he can afford to do. LeBron can afford to lose money.
But
how do we know that? See what I'm saying, Serge? That's what we keep hitting on. How can we just keep saying that, bro? That's some strong shit. This man got a wife, he got kids.
Hundreds of millions of dollars. He can't afford to lose some money.
You talk about his net worth. We don't know how much cash a lot of their money be tied up. If LeBron said worth $1 billion and $700 million of that is tied up with white folks in little hats, how am I gonna start talking shit?
Take all that money out of their hands.
Don't work that way. It don't work that way.
That's what happened to Kanye.
And be willing to sacrifice it.
No.
Oh my bread.
I gotta say that ain't fair.
We gotta understand what net worth is. His net worth is through his Nike contracts.
Hold on, again. I couldn't hear Mr. Ed.
No, go ahead, Mr. Ed. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, guy. No, I said, look what they did to Kanye. They did the Thanos snap on him. That nigga was worth $6 billion, and now that nigga down to $400 million like that. So, but like you said, we don't know what he was tied up in. But they crippled his ass. Like
no,
snapped his ass.
I totally agree. I'm not saying what I'm not doing is dismissing the fact that these dudes is losing fortune. These dudes is losing fortunes.
Right. And he probably couldn't take a loss.
They losing a lot of money. I'm not saying that they should be okay with it. At the flip side, they should be okay with it.
You know what? We don't know. This is hard to say. We don't know their standard of living. Like it's easy to say, because we don't have these kind of funds. But like I said, LeBron got a wife and kids, and regardless of how we feel, LeBron got to treat his wife a certain way. There's a certain standard of living across the board. His family, his cousins. Let's not get it twisted and misunderstood. We know LeBron taking care of everybody.
And he also has companies in which he also has to. He has to worry about.
I'm pretty sure.
So I understand.
I'm pretty sure LeBron's total expenses per month are over $100,000.
I'm pretty sure they're over $1 million.
And there we go. We can't sit here and talk about stuff that we can't say. So you should do that. It sounds good. It sounds
amazing. Saying what he should do. Once again, I'm not saying what he should do.
Because the very point you will sit here and say that. Let LeBron end up back in the hood. You're going to say, look at this dumbass nigga went broke. So we got to stop this shit. It's a lot of ignorance.
I'm not saying, no.
Yeah, I don't think that was talking about, go ahead, do this, do that, lose all your fucking money. Then this nigga wind up on the panel, and you're going to be like, you dumbass nigga, how you end up on the panel with us?
No, bro. That's false. I don't think Kanye's dumb. So how could I think LeBron would be dumb? Kanye lost the most money out of everybody. I think Kanye's a genius. and he done lost
broke. I
$4
said
billion.
broke. You telling him to go broke, taking chances.
Hey, so
Kanye ain't broke now.
Kanye ain't got that Kanye money yet. LeBron,
No, time out.
You see how fast Kanye money gone. LeBron will be much differently. His net worth would be much, because a lot of his brand is tied to his legacy, his projected sales.
Yes.
LeBron is a fucking, his name is the fucking business. So they like, look, you just being LeBron James for the next 100 years, you are projected to make X amount. This is already projected. That's where his fucking billions come from. So by him doing something dumb, that's gonna fuck up all them projections, and that's gonna fucking land him on the fucking panel with us.
Hey, Sergio, hey, you're right. I think LeBron will take that loss, but the pieces gotta be set in place at the right time. Unfortunately for our folks, we just ain't in the right position and in the right mindset.
All right, now I can accept that.
Take that loss. I think he would do it though if it was right there. Shaq, a lot of them cashed in.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be willing to take that loss. Like, what are you standing for? If you are so willing to be the face of the black voice in the NBA, then you got to be willing to take that loss. Now, I understand right now he's not willing to take that loss, and me personally, I'm disappointed in him. However, from a personal aspect, I can understand why he's not willing to take that loss yet. Now, if he stays on that side, I will continue to be disappointed in him.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's
fair. Yeah. Sergio, at some point we got to stand up for what we believe in. Like I said, I'm more bullheaded, but I'm not going to try to project my anecdotal way of thinking onto other people. But I feel like I'm willing to down the hills I represent. So I believe that every man should, at some point, make a stand for what they believe in. And I just believe that LeBron saying, he messed up, even just being silent sometimes is being complacent. Seriously. Like, would LeBron have been, reprimanded just as bad if he would have said, Kyrie didn't really say anything wrong? What if he said that? What if he said, Kyrie, I don't feel as if Kyrie really said anything hateful?
I don't think
because he didn't say anything, actually. He didn't say anything.
Comment. I think LeBron should have said no comment.
At the least, yes. At the
no, bro. So to tie in what y'all already said, so he don't jam himself up.
Yeah.
No comment.
That's true. But I don't think what he said is so bad at the same time, because we got to look at it from the other side. LeBron's like, look, this Kyrie's my little brother. Maybe he should have texted me before he did that. Maybe we should have talked about it before he sent that text out. And maybe that's what he mean by he messed up. He went through the wrong channels. Motherfucker, maybe he went rogue and did some shit.
Bro, you get put on the spot to ask a question, and you answer it to the best of your ability without trying to offend anybody.
Now, what did Kyrie say?
Huh?
What did he say?
What did Kyrie say?
Yeah.
He literally he didn't side with Kanye. He didn't side with anybody. He basically said that he watched some documentaries on this information. He gave his point of view, his perspective. He also apologized if he offended anybody for his perspective ahead of time. Like, this is everything Kyrie said. There was nothing hateful about it at all. So for him to receive a suspension, it's only because he was in agreement, quote unquote, with Kanye. They don't have any proof of him saying, I agree with Kanye.
Okay, so quick question. Have anybody on the panel, well, two-part, have anybody on the panel either read the book or seen the movie? Because I don't know what's in it, right? Must be
I got Amazon Prime. I'm going to go watch that.
I'm definitely going to look into it. If they're this upset about it, I'm looking.
Someone told me, hey, Gav. So,
hey, let me ask you this then, Galvin. The powers that be, it seems like they didn't know nothing about this documentary on Amazon, but as soon as Kyrie mentioned it, he became the scapegoat. But my whole question is, why didn't he get Bezos or whoever's under him who authorized to put that on there versus going after Kyrie if they felt a certain way about that. Then.
Well, we kind of hit on it in the beginning.
Okay, I got it.
There was actually I'm gonna get you in here, Law.
Okay.
But there was actually we actually got a chat in here, and it's because right now Jeff Bezos is in bed with the NBA and he's about to pay them like $10 billion for a contract to stream games on Amazon. So they're not about to go after Bezos when he's about to hand them $10 billion. They ain't messing with him.
He's trying to buy an NFL team with Jay-Z too, so he got billions. What, he's like the third richest dude on earth, so or top 3. So yeah, he's trying to get the NFL team too. So yeah, that makes sense. And you know what? Kyrie just became the good scapegoat for him being him down, especially him being a brother there. So
yeah, that's why. There you go. That's why they ain't going after him, because he got the bread.
Money talks.
There you go.
Money talks. That's what it is.
Yes.
Money talks. And they money is just money. It's just we control everything, man. So
at some point in time, it ain't even about just money, though.
I agree.
At some point in time, it's about power, man. These folks know that they got that power to shut these niggas down. Yeah, man. There's so much stuff that could be just like all these points that's being made right now. These folk know, but we ain't got no big enough platform, so they don't care about what the fuck we got to say. Now, if we was a group of celebrities doing all this talking, bruh, they'll drop a nuke on that motherfucker right then and there.
Hey, you know, it's almost like Kyrie and Bezos did a robbery. You know, Bezos was the driver, but Kyrie went in and did the robbery. He came out, but they like, oh yeah, but you know, Bezos is the white guy. We ain't gonna do nothing to him because you know he comes from a prestige background. But you, your brother, you probably got some priors, and that's happened before here too.
You cannot afford to cross Bezos. Simply can't afford it.
No, but here got the biggest kick. All black people still gonna be ordering their Amazon packages.
They order it right now,
as we speak.
Now, did Bezos do anything wrong?
No, he just making money.
He just posted it, so I mean,
he has.
Well, here's the deal. What Kyrie did is he did not like put up a picture. He shared the actual link. Once you click this link, it's going to take you onto Amazon, onto the store to buy the product. He shared a product link. So it wasn't like, oh, check this. No, he said, I'm going to share this link. This Kyrie got millions of followers. So you think about how many hundreds of thousands of people clicked on this link and went and probably purchased this damn shit. I'm
going to make a prediction. Bezos is going to come and back Kyrie somehow. So whether find something in order to somehow persuade some black influence or black vote. That's what I think. Seriously, because what interest does Bezos have in posting this? It's always chess. It's never checkers. It's never what it looks like.
My biggest kick is how much money is Bezos making off of this movie right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. How much publicity did this movie just get?
It's like
all of it.
So how much money did like why if it was that offensive and that anti-Semitical, why isn't it taken down off Amazon? So get this. So you got NBA players that after an NBA game got to answer questions to a media, right? They have to. They're mandated to answer media questions, right? So this media is not mandated to ask NBA questions. But this NBA player is mandated to answer this media person. So now you have an NBA player that's mandated to answer with his opinion about things outside of basketball, about things that are outside of the 48 minutes that he spends on the court. Yeah, I mean, and he gets suspended for an opinion. Not for anything that he did on the court, not for anything he did illegal off the court, but for his opinion in this mandated media room that has nothing to do with basketball or the sport of basketball. I want y'all to think about that. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So at the end of the day, the bottom line is like Law said, there's all kind of controversial stuff on Amazon. The problem is Kyrie and who his employer is. At the end of the day, he works for somebody. And Kyrie can, as rich as he want to be, he is not independent. He works for a whole company that's owned by another company. See what I'm saying? And he got all kind of, deals with Nike and all these different companies. So, like I said, if any of us had that threat hanging over us, if we knew it was something we couldn't do that would fuck shit up for us, we simply wouldn't do it. I would imagine, so.
My take on that is pretty much out of all of it is even if you, the 1% or wherever, even if you in the poor community, whatever you post out there, you got to be able to, the repercussions, bro. It's called choices. You put that choice in that out there. I'm not saying he promoted it, but at the end of the day, if you put it out there on your platform, on your Twitter, Instagram, and somebody asks you questions about it, you got to be able to respond to those questions. If I want to go out, listen, if I got a choice, if I want to pick up a beer after all this time clean, I know what I will lose. I have to deal with those choices that I make. And that's the thing with Kyrie's situation. Everything comes with a backlash. Like I said, I'm a fan of Kyrie. I love the fact that he stand up for himself in everything that he do, from the COVID to this. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to, whatever what comes with it, you got to know what comes with it. That's just period. He's no different than, that's just what I get out of it. No matter how big you is, you got to come with that choice. And like I said, Silver's Jewish. I didn't know Bezos was Jewish, but Adam Silver is Jewish. Nike is just, they with the, fuck it. We ain't with it. So they got rid of him. That's pretty much what happened with that. The suspension on the 5 games was because he didn't apologize when he was at the, not when he actually was talking about the incident. They questioned him about it 2 days ago after practice. And he didn't apologize. Then he got hit with the 5-game suspension.
It's not just that he didn't apologize. He didn't apologize the way they wanted him to apologize.
If he would apologize when they questioned him after practice, he would have not been suspended. That's just the reality of it. He got suspended because he didn't apologize right away from the incident. He apologized later on Instagram, but it was already too late.
No, he was ignoring his the owner's text message. He never responded back to him.
Apologize for what?
1 second.
They want him to apologize for something. That's what I'm saying. Like, they want him to say sorry to the Jewish community, but it's like, what am I apologizing for? I didn't do anything, say anything hateful.
That's like so again, apologize the way they wanted him to apologize.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's why he's getting crucified. It's not because he didn't apologize. It's because he didn't apologize the way they agree. I agree with you. If he would have had apologized right then and there after practice, and the way they wanted him to apologize. Yeah, I mean, because again, what did he say? What did he do wrong?
He didn't do nothing wrong. Basically,
so what was he going to apologize for?
He posted. That's where he's stuck on. He don't feel like he did anything wrong, and I feel he did do anything wrong. But at the end of the day, if you post something like that, you got to be able to live with what goes transpire. He could have kept that document inside the what you call. But like I said, and Jay Law hit on it. He hit on it. They don't want Kyrie in the league, man. They trying to get rid of this dude. They're trying to find a way to get him out of there, but Kyrie ain't gonna let him. He gonna hold down his fort, and that's just the reality of it. But they gonna do this. They trying to do the same thing, like Law said. They trying to do the same thing that they did to Colin Kaepernick to Kyrie, and that's just the truth. But Kyrie got to maintain and stay. He got to stay strong, bro. Like I said, I fucks with Kyrie because he ain't scared to say what's on his mind. That's why I stand up for him. And it showed me when he said, fuck these millions, I'm not getting vaccinated.
All right. Listen, we're going to go around the panel here, sort of get everybody's final thoughts on it. Man, Willie, we probably going to end this stream. We think about doing a Kendra show here tonight after this on a separate stream.
Hell yeah.
But we're going to get everybody final words. So should Kyrie Irving kiss the ring or should he stand strong like Kanye West? What you think, Law?
He should stand strong. Listen, he made his money. He's going to make an impact on a young black youth to know how to stand up against suppression. And those are the people we need to look up to. They're the modern day martyrs and
there you go.
The Garveys and the Martin Luther Kings. There's a new generation on how to get that voice out using social media and the media. So Kyrie is playing the media. He's playing the media, and they don't like it. They don't like when a black man stand up. What's the movie? Nat Turner. We're the modern day Nat Turners. We're going to free our people. Then we're taking all our people to the promised land with us.
They tarred and feathered Nat Turner, but I agree. We should. This is a hill we need to down. I think he should stand strong. And it's I can't stress it enough that that's very easy for us to say, but I do. I wish him the best. I said prayer for Kyrie and Ye because they in a tough position. All that money don't stop. The powers to be from reaching out and touching you. So definitely keep him in prayers and but I think he should stand strong for the culture. I do, but I also think the culture should back him wholeheartly too. He shouldn't be out on the island getting whipped and we just watching. No.
I agree with that. With it, 100% agree.
I second that, man.
The kind of back surge point and Willie's point, LeBron, we mentioned how he technically he's not taking that sacrifice now. It's got to be that time, like my man here said. Willie said earlier, we got to re-educate our youth, our whole system. We got to be prepped and ready. Like technically, right now is a perfect time with them, going against Kanye and also Kyrie. So this will be the ideal time. But we should have already been prepped and ready to go on this here. Especially coming into the holiday season with Christmas and everything else. This would really catch the attention of the world. You know what I mean? Like straight up. But again, we got to take those steps to kind of get on those same pages. And we as the people got to understand too that we got to take that sacrifice as well. This ain't gonna be easy for nobody. Like everybody has to no matter what level you on, we all gonna hurt. So they losing millions, but we losing thousands, and shit gonna get thin. And you got to understand that. But that's part of the sacrifice, and you have to be okay with that. Everybody across the board has to be okay with hurting some, because at the end of the day, it's gonna hurt us for a short period of time. But by us doing that, you're looking at probably a maximum of 2 months before these motherfuckers, just before.
We lost you.
Can you hear me?
Yep. You good now.
My bad. It's going to be a matter of time before, the world kind of, they're going to freak out. So we're going to definitely get the upper hand, because they're going to see that, all right, well, it ain't just 1, 2, or 3 that we got to go against. It's the whole entire all the team players. It ain't just 11 players on the field. They got the whole damn team, JV and all. They all suited and booted. You know what I mean? And it's just we all got to have that understanding. And again, re-educating our whole mindset, deprogramming and reprogramming ourselves to for the culture, the new culture. You know what I mean? Because what's currently built is just not sustainable for us going forward. You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's true. Like I agree with everything you're saying, and it's a way where I don't know if it's a place where we all can live and get along. So I couldn't imagine, like we're gonna have to get rid of ignorance, because I couldn't imagine being around.
Put it down, Kyrie.
You know what I mean? Our fellow brothers and sisters, and they standing around me twerking and rapping, acting debaucherous.
Yeah.
You know how they get. You see what I'm saying? And I can't adopt that part of the culture. We will all have to shift together. And I don't know if we can do that. I just don't.
It's safe to say there's gonna be a high casualty count. Everybody ain't gonna make it. There's gonna be casualties.
Yeah, that's what war though. That's what every war.
Well, more like
every
revolution.
War has casualties, man.
So I feel like this. Like right now, we got 7 of us on the panel right now. We had about 10 or 11 earlier, right? We're all like-minded people. We all, each and every one of us, know at least 2 or 3 other like-minded people. Those people that you know also know another 2 or 3 like-minded people. We got to be able to build this team, in a way to where it's like kind of like an invite only. You know what I mean? Like this is the where we kind of get that same like-minded mentality going, and that's the way we got to kind of communicate. It's kind of like an invite only. We got to go with the same type of mindset.
I agree. A club. Me and Gavin said we need like a club. We need to assimilate. We need to start developing structure, even if it was something like meeting on this platform, on scheduled times. But we need to assimilate and make sure we're all on the same page. And we got to start building a more interpersonal relationship so that we're more comfortable with sharing resources. It all comes down to being able to share resources. We all got to get to a point where we say, hey, this is what we have available. This is what we have available. And then we can go from there. But until we get comfortable with saying, hey, these are the resources I have available for the cause, we can't get nowhere. We can have ideas, but at some point we got to pull together resources. And by resources, I mean bread. Shit.
Absolutely.
And time, we got time and other things and abilities and skills, but for the most part, it is financial. But we need to start getting our resources together and get an idea what we can do. If we find out that everybody on this panel has, collectively $100,000 that they can put towards a cause, and if they lose it, it's not an issue. Now we can start talking about, we got $100,000, we can invest in this or buy this. But I believe that's the start. We got to get a more interpersonal relationship and start saying, hey, and start putting our resources and abilities on the table and going from there.
Yeah. I also think too, an immediate start is also just like as of right now, what we can do is literally like we spoke on earlier, just holding that dollar, spend it with within your community. Like,
there you go.
Just understand how powerful that money that you spend and where you spend it in that, you know what I mean? Like, cut back on some of the extra spending that you do, excessive spending, save some money, you know what I mean? Stack up, buy some metals, some golds and things like that, buy some properties, buy some appreciating assets versus depreciating assets. That's what you want.
You want to know how crazy and how strong camaraderie is? That same dollar that you're talking about was created in the 1700s. Before then, it did not exist. Money was gold.
Mm-hmm.
There was a group of people that decided to come together, and we're gonna confiscate all the gold, and we're gonna replace it with some paper. Yep. And we're gonna tell these other people, this society, that this piece of paper is worth as much as this gold. That's how powerful camaraderie is. When you get a group of people on the same page that are willing to buy into the same plan, you'd be surprised who you can trick.
Well, that's a double-edged sword, though. I'm gonna let you get in here, Banger. That's a double-edged sword, though, sir, because the very people that told us that the money was more valuable than the gold, they told us that the gold was valuable in the first fucking place. Whoever put that much value on fucking gold? It's a fucking material. What the fuck?
I agree with that. I agree with that too, bro.
Mm-hmm. So it's all fucked
up. So they tricked us twice.
But go ahead, Banger. What you think? Should Kyrie Irving kiss the ring, or should he stand strong like Kanye West?
Kiss the ring.
At this time, like with all the stuff he going through, he should. I feel that he should see that if these people are willing to cut you like that for one, you shared something. You need to stand strong. It's not about money at this point. Your dignity, your pride, and your people, like the things you can generate for the future, last way longer than the money. That money is something that could be replaced. And we ain't gonna talk about like, I wouldn't say, oh, so what, you lose a contract. You need to take a real stand. You done sold if he does not, then he's showing that, I'll give my soul, my pride, my life to the money.
See,
We got to get out of that.
For me, it's
We got to get out of that, man.
If he kisses the ring, in my opinion, at this point in time, it's because he didn't have enough support. Yeah, I mean,
he got to
at this
support
point in time,
himself.
because we gotta take it into consideration and realize the pattern of Kyrie's character. Kyrie is one of them. He's a for sure dog. He's willing to stand strong, and he's willing to stand alone by himself. He's done it already last year. He's already shown us that. Now here goes the difference. This is much bigger than that last year, and he's going to need some support and some help. He's not going to be able to do it all by himself. And so, should he stand strong? Yes. As long as we support him, he should stand strong, and we should keep supporting him to make sure he stands strong. Yeah, I mean, because if he folds and signs back, really, he's not folding for real for himself. Because what is he going to do? He's folding but making millions.
Now,
he's folding but making millions. Yeah, I mean, like.
Now, what if that documentary or book / movie is really spewing hate? What if it is?
What if it's true?
If it's proven?
It's proven from what Law said, some pretty strong academic accusations. So I'm just saying, what if, like you said, this Amazon will advertise and sell anything long as it's bringing in some bread. They don't care. It's not checked. It's not censored at all. You can put whatever you want. You can advertise anything through Amazon, is my understanding. So it could just be a person's opinion. But my thing is, what if he really did mess up? What if he did back something that he really know nothing about? Now, if he watched it,
just like, all right. So there's this movie on Netflix called Poltergeist. Same thing that this movie is basically, and it's a conspiracy movie. It's a documentary. And it gives in-depth detail and information of all the contradictions and all the conspiracies that America has gone throughout the years. Now, is this true? No. Does it challenge a lot of beliefs that you were taught, and will it have you on the edge of your seat? Like, dang, that's crazy. Wonder if this is true or not. Yes, it will do that. Nobody's gonna know if this documentary is true or not. It's nobody was living at that time to witness these things to know if this documentary is true or not. And so, therefore, you're going to go off of he say, she say.
Well, you can probably find and research further than that documentary. There's got to be sources that documentary is speaking on. So, therefore, you would hopefully, if you do your research, go find the sources within the documentary. I feel like if he posted anything else about anything else, it could have been anything else in the world. It wouldn't have not got this much attention. But because he just literally posted a link to something that he just so happened to come across, and I don't know any of us that's going to post something without knowing what it is. It's not like, oh, I'm going to post this just because. No, you know what this is. He just posted it. He didn't say nothing about it. But just the fact is, what it's about, it just blew up, obviously. You know what I mean? Like, the brother, to me, obviously, he ain't do nothing wrong. He just doing what he do. If it was anybody else, I feel like it would have, could have went different.
But Kanye's known to challenge beliefs, man. He's a flat earther, for God's sakes.
He is too.
Everybody believes different, though. Everybody believes different. So it's like, you're knocking down one to go to the next. But it's like, again, you can say stuff about Christians all day. You can say stuff about, Muslims and stuff all day. But you speak on one specific religion, and it's like completely opposite. But it only makes sense because when you look at all the major corporations, again, Kanye, he was telling the truth. Like, look them up.
Yes,
look them up. They are all the same. Literally.
That's true. You could say pretty much anything about, from what I understand, any other religion, and it'd be fine. Even Christianity. Catholic, they make fun and poke fun about the Catholics all day long. with their whole priest and that whole deal they got going on. But you start talking about the small hats, and it is what it is. They get you. So now they say, "Oh, Kyrie, you agree with Kanye? Get you too." And I would have to imagine. I don't think it would have stopped. I think if LeBron would have said, "Yeah, I agree, whatever," I think they would have kept cutting. They just keep cutting. I do. I do.
That's again. That's where
I think that's what they
people
was
as a
hoping that
unit.
LeBron did.
As a people and as a unit, that's where we have to be prepared to take that stand and say, all right, and you know what I'm saying, we all standing down. You know what I mean? We
There
all
you
like
go.
at least 40%.
That's got to be established, though. I can't say, like, all right,
Again,
I'm gonna lead the fight. We got to be established, y'all. I got to know all 100 of y'all coming behind me. I ain't about to be there.
It's got to be at least 40% of the black NBA players, and I would even offer it up to the white NBA players too. You know what I mean? Like, y'all want to fight this fight too? Like, we need everybody, all hands on deck. You feel me?
There you go.
So, you know, I just feel like it definitely, once again, it has to be organized, and everybody has to be on the same page in order to wait for that opportunity to make that stand. And at some point, it's going to happen. When is it going to happen? Oh, it's happened. Let's shake. We all in agreement already. We all educate ourselves on why we doing this. We all doing this for what purpose and what reason. And from there, again, that's where you go establish yourself with over there with Ice Cube. Start to build that league up. Hopefully, it can get as big as the NBA, if not bigger. You know what I mean? You might create something which is known to happen. More of everything. You know what I mean? Like, it just completely changes everything. So
Just like y'all said, the Negro League with baseball, it was a Negro League with basketball, the ABA.
Yep.
And a lot of the NBA stars started in the ABA.
That's
true. Okay. Well, look, man, we're going to, like I said, we're about to switch gears, man. Y'all have a good night.
All right.